Thank you. Well, thank you for having me here today, and thank you. It's a real honor for me to be here with you, and when I look at the faces here, I see people coming from different places, different continents, different cities, different countries, and I love that because I believe that I am a citizen of the world. I I left my country when I was 6 years old, and from Ivory Coast or Côte d'Ivoire. I don't know which one you know. It's the same country, but I left Ivory Coast when I was 6 years old to go to France, and I lived with my uncle, who was a professional football player. But I didn't go to France to play football. I went to France to study. My parents sent me to France to study, and it happened that I became later on a football player. But that was not the plan. So what do we do? Do I sit down? We continue like this, or?
You do whatever you want. This is your house.
Okay. Oh, nice to meet you guys. Bye bye. What? No, I'll keep it. I'll keep it. Yeah, I went to France and to study because my parents couldn't afford for me to stay there, and also it was a chance for me to go abroad and learn and go to school and become what was called before a good guy or a doctor or I don't know, like any kind of jobs, but not a football player. And actually, I was really good at school. I was good at school until no, I was good at school. I was good at school. It just happened that at age 11 I started playing with a football team, and I did well. And then it became my dream to be a professional football player. I remember I was 8, and I saw one player that played not far from here, called Diego Maradona, and he became. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. He became my hero. I was so obsessed with his qualities and the way he was playing, and with the way the crowd was standing for him. And then I said, this is the job. This is what I want to do when I grow up. I want to inspire people. I want people to be happy when they see me scoring goals, when they see me playing. So that's how everything started. So at age 11, I started playing, and then I had the chance to go to an academy. You know, it's called Clairefontaine. It's an academy where they take all the best players from the French regions to perform them and to make sure that they become the best of the best. So from this center came out Thierry Henry, Zinedine Zidane, Marcel Desailly, all the big names. And for me, at age 13, it was a big chance for me to go there. And then my uncle called my dad. I'm gonna take Didier to the center. He's been one of the guys. He's been chosen, and my dad said no. He had to go to school and study. I sent him there to study, not to play football. Because remember, at the time, football was not a job. It was not considered like a proper job, because the contracts were different, the money was not the same, and you get an injury, it's over, and then what do you do later? So, to keep my parents happy, I decided to really focus on school and being good, very good. So he's going to be happy. My dad is going to be happy, and still have the chance to play my football. So that's what I did until I signed professional, actually. And I was really, really happy to sign professional. And I'm saying that because leaving Ivory Coast to go to France, struggling a little bit because my dad was not happy for me with me playing football. I challenged him a little bit, but I listened to him until the end. You know, I decided that he's right. You never know. If you want to play football, like I've seen it. Like many people, many players want to become professional, but only one or two are making it. So you need to have other solutions to give yourself different tools. So if you don't succeed in football, you can do something else, still in the football industry or elsewhere. So that's what I did, and here I am today with you guys, and it's a real pleasure to share my story with you. There's a lot of things to say, but I would like you to ask me some questions. I think it's going to be easy. Otherwise, I will spend hours and hours and hours telling you my stories, and yeah, sometimes it can be boring. Merci. Reste avec moi. So I'm going to answer in English so everybody can understand, because the first thing you said is, I want to thank you first of all, because you said that you recognize and you know everything I'm doing for. Wait. You recognize everything I'm doing, I'm trying to do on the continent for the youth, and it's this helped me to. It helps me to do more. So I will do more for you guys. I will always do more for you guys, because I've been you, you know, and I had to fight to find my way, you know, and I had to work twice harder than others, because I was coming from this continent. And I went to school and I experienced racism, you know, and don't be sad, because I believe people act like that because they don't know you. They don't know your continent. They don't know where you're from. So you have to show them, you have to be proud and say, no, you know, yeah, we used to walk barefoot, but now we have shoes. And you know what? I invite you to my country. We've got buildings. You know, when you're freezing like this in Europe, come to our place. Suntan. Yeah? Come to our continent. Come to our country. See our food. Quality food. You know? Be proud of your country. Don't be sad. Show them the good way, the good things about your country, you know? And it's your turn now to inspire the next generation. You don't have to wait to be 40 something or 60. No, you can do it now. Now you have an amazing platform to show your friends and tell them, hey, you know what? Come to my country. I invite you. I want to show you my country. You will love it. You know, I went to Ivory Coast with some friends, and they were so scared. They were like, we have to sleep next to the airport because the country is, there's a red flag on the country. So if something happens, we need to be close to the airport so we can take the first flight and go back to. I'm like, you come into my country, you know. Come with me. You stay at my place, and I will take care of your security. And after 2 days, we are going back after 5 days. They called me, they say, Didi, we want to stay. I don't want to leave. And they start crying. So, you know, be proud of your country, promote your country. And that's what tourism is about. And that's what we are doing here today. Okay? Give me a hand.
So you mentioned that like when you were a kid, you had to go to school and also play football. So doing this double task together, we know that football is a sport that requires maybe like a lot of time since there's so much competition. So what did you do to stay motivated and to still work hard for it?
Well, I have no choices. If you work well at school, you can go and play and train. That was the deal with my dad. So every time I was struggling at school, there was no football for me. So I was doing well, you know, I want to play. So it in a way, this helped me. And I'm really happy I went through this, because it's easy to get carried away and to say, okay, I want to play football, I want to become a professional football player. But again, let me tell you, I joined the professional football team at age 19. Before that, I was amateur. I was playing with in a small city around Paris. But I went to a football team at age 19, and I've seen a lot of players from 19 years old until I stopped playing at age 40. And only not being arrogant or so, but in my generation, in all the players that I've played with and I've seen, I'm the only one who went that far. You know, a lot of them stopped on the way. Some of them had a good professional career, but not. So it's just to tell you that not everyone will make it. Not everyone will make it, and it's not a bad thing. You just need to. That's why you need to have another skill to bounce back. You know, so it's important. And if you still want to stay in the football industry, you can learn how to become a general manager. You can learn how to be an agent. But now there's schools for that. You know, sport director. So you're still in the football industry. You're welcome.